Barakateh Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is This Could Be the Start of It. I had a video that was sent to me earlier with some information by the elder Ahrayamlab out of the not San Francisco, the LA camp, Cali camp. And I just wanted to read some of the highlights because I found the information online. And this could be how they get the whole system in place dealing with the CHIP, which is the MOTB. And it's something called, this is the social credit system, C to the S to the Q to the R dash, or whatever this is, S to the M. I had to say it like that, and U. So this is pretty much what they've been trying to bring in. This is a picture of Big Brother. I believe you can see this in the movie 1984, if I'm not mistaken. Big Brother's watching, and that plays a huge component because everything is going to be monitored. You're only going to get a certain amount, of funds to spend a month. So it's this is real, and they're saying that if you misbehave, you'll get your rations cut down, and when pretty much when you start getting hungry, people are gonna have to make a decision as to either comply with the system or just die. In the case of the elect, Lord's will, we are the elect. We're hoping for the mercies of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to step in and protect us in those days, because he said, my servants shall eat. But let's get into it. Hello, ATS. I hope you are doing well this evening. I recently discovered this website on a thread here. And he goes into it. He's going to hit, he says to buckle up. Now, this is dated. It was posted on July 15, 2022, which was about 6 months ago. Right. And these are, copies of something that he was reading online, which he said he forgot what thread it was, but this is very, this could very well be it. How they plan on bringing everything in, because remember, it's a worldwide system. It's a worldwide system that they're bringing in. It's a social credit system. It's all based on the financial. It's going to be worldwide. And they plan on linking everything together into one. This is why they've been working on the infrastructure and passing legislation and bringing in all different type of, things into play. Like it says in Isaiah 10:1, which you're going to read real quick. It says, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. And this is what they've been doing, because they know they got a short time. So they're really pushing hard right now to get this whole system in place. They accomplished their goals for 2020. Now they're pushing for 2025, which they're hoping to keep on going. Their inward thought is that they shall continue forever. And they have a set goal and plan in for 2030, which we pray the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, he delivers next year, 2023. The year of, we'll find out in a couple of days, or about a week or so. Actually, less than a week. What I want to get is Revelation 13:11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. This is America. And he had two horns like a lamb. That's their two-party system. The Republicans and the Democrats, which pretty much work for the same people. And he spake as a dragon. The dragon is known for its keen sight. It's known for its fierceness. And pretty much you have something called draconian laws that they are implementing in place, that's going to be vicious. It's going to get real out here. All this lollygagging, game playing, bullshitting, it's going to get real out here, because when the time comes and they start really, the Lord start really allowing these devils to dig in, that's when it's going to really get real out here. So let's read some of this. I'm going to have to speak in code. Hopefully they don't take this video down. If they do, fuck it. C to the S to the R to the Q dash S to the M. social management software, because they're saying, what is it? Social management, and it has a question. This is a software, is the program that will be used worldwide by select governmental and banking institutions when the financial reset occurs. All right, and that's why since 2001 they've been collapsing the economies of the world, beginning with the World Trade, those towers that they had up. Remember, it was America in New York was pretty much the center of the World Trade System, and they messed that whole thing up because they have a plan. They hit 2000. Now they're it's 2022 pretty much. So you know what they're trying to do. Okay, so what is the financial reset? The financial reset will be a complete reconstructing of the current system, which is something that they wanted to do all along. Remember, when you go back to the Salaki for a minute. When you go back to the interview that Alex Jones had with Aaron Russo, pretty much the meeting that he had with Nick Rockefeller said pretty much that they want everybody C-hipped. Everything on there, because it's easier to control. See, it's harder to control when they don't have, everything centralized. This is why they set up central government, so that everything can run through them. So they set the policies, financial policies. It says eliminating all existing fiat currencies overnight. And this thing can happen like that. Remember, they got the whole system in place already. All they have to do, they could just pass something, or they could just have or declare some international emergency or something like that, and just have everything go online. And the next step would be what? People having to go get the C-HIP. Man, you don't know. Eliminating all existing fiat currencies overnight, the C to the S to the R to the Q to the S to the M software will intercept all banking transactions, all credit and debit card transactions, and all financial transactions over a period of 3 to 5 days once the system is activated. Come on, man. For those, Israelite leaders out there that are playing games about the MOTB, they need to stop playing games. They need to do a Judas, Judas Iscariot, and give that bag back. Go on. The currency plan to be used is known as the U to the S to the D to the R. For those with a Japanese bank account, for example, their yen will be converted to the U to the S to the D to the R overnight. It don't take long once the infrastructure is in place. This is why they've been doing the so-called L downs, where nobody can move or go anywhere, because they're setting the whole system in place. You see? This is why you have your Klaus Schwab and devils like that talking about you will own nothing and be happy. Because they plan on taking everything. Everything. Nearly all countries on earth will use the new system, because that's exactly what it is. The software is designed to process all financial transactions centrally. Okay? And I put this in the description box. I'm going to read some more of it. I would like to read a good portion of it, but we'll see where the spirit leads. And issue social credit scores for all users. Social credit scores for all users, meaning you bad, you don't get, you get some of those crumbs taken away from you. You good, you get those little bit of crumbs back. People will share their social score status online and compare them to each other. This will be encouraged by the media and government. And pretty much, what was the name of that series that they had on? I believe that was either Netflix or Prime, where everything operated under the social credit score. And if you piss somebody off, they give you thumbs down, and pretty much you finished through. So your whole method of operating or ability to operate was to get your credit score up to a certain point so you could function. If you get so low, that was Black Mirror. Okay, yeah, the water, brother, the water elder. Yep, Black Mirror. Yep, that was Black Mirror. Yeah. So pretty much this is what they're putting in place, because everything is gonna go digital, man. Everything's going digital. You know, they're not playing around. The Lord got the spirit on these devils to move. So this could just be it. Once they put everything is pretty much in place. You know, they're just putting the little finishing touches on it right now. So it says, I'm just gonna skip through all of this. You got S class, C class, R class, and Q class, which I guess these are all the different. Yeah, because you got sovereign. Yep, sovereign. I'm not sure if this is common, you know. And then you have these four different ones have different policies that go along with it, or different rules. The sovereign class, they have no rules. They have no limits. These are your so-called elites. Everybody else has restrictions. And they're pretty much all the same. Each class with the C to the S to the R to the Q, SM software app has specific parameters. Each class contains dozens of metrics and variables. Listed below are the most basic, which appear on the account profile when the account is queued. C, which is a common class, which is the majority of people. Amount of accounts 7.1 billion, or 95.5% of humans. Approximate, that's what they're saying. The C to the V, required. Yes. Boosters, yes, 2 or more. This is This is like filling out an application. In order for you to be involved in this, you have to have the V. You have to get a couple of boosts. Asset limitations, yes. No greater than 5 Gs. U to the S to the D to the R. Net worth at any given time. Limitations. Ceilings. Account limitations. Yes, bank accounts cannot exceed 1,000 U to the S to the D to the R. Carbon score. Yes, restricts travel and food consumption. 1 is lowest and best. 5 is the highest and worst. All right. Sovereign class. Amount of accounts 7 to 8 million. That ain't shit compared to the 7 or almost 7, more than 7 billion. Or 0.1% of humans. 1%. The 1%. Remember the 1%, right? It says CVs required. No. Boosters? No. Asset limitations? No. Account limitations? No. Carbon score? No. So they can do whatever they want. They could have as much as they want. They could eat as much as they want. It's going down, baby. It's going down. It's going down. All right. Matter of fact, I'm going to read this scripture that the elder put up. That one that the brother Kingdom of Within put up, that's dealing with Antiochus Epiphanes. I mean, you could use it today, but it's really dealing with Antiochus Epiphanes. Ezekiel 12:27, and this is why we try to tell brothers, don't keep using that as a scripture to say that it's for these times unless you qualify it, because that's what happens. One brother says it, now you got 100 brothers saying it. Now after they say it, then you got 1,000 brothers saying it, and before you know it, it's out of control. Let's move on. Ezekiel 12:27, Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say the vision that he seeth is yet for many days to come, and he prophesies of the times that are far off. Therefore say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Why? Because we are at the end, and at the end it shall speak and not lie. So it says, so that's the sovereign class. Restricted. They have about 250 million, or 3.36% of humans. The C, yes. The boost, Yes. 3 or more. Limitations, yes, same as the other one. Well, this one is 1,000. This is less than the common. Account limitations, 500. So this one is actually less. Carbon score, yes. Restricts. So in other words, like somebody was breaking it down, if you are on this system and you have to count your calories or count your sugar intake or carbon footprint or whatever, and let's say your limits is, let's say 10% sugar per day or whatever, however they break it down, and you already had your 10 and you're trying to get something else, nope, denied. You try to buy something, denied. There's no access to that because there are restrictions. I mean, this is total control. Total control. Q, that's the 40. When you look up this word, the 40, that's the ones that are because they're sick. It says each class also contains separate screens for fines, demerits, penalties, and so on, as well as sections for rewards for good behavior. Sovereign accounts do not have these variables, though they appear. So like I had to read it like that, trying to throw out the algae. To contain a separate module for certain benefits, such as vacations, golf club membership, and so on. So it says this is the guy's background. He's a counter SPO, and logistical operations. He goes by the name of Gideon. And he says this is him. They're IT professionals hired by European governments to conduct stress tests of government servers and softwares. It's known as white hat hacking. We call them white hat hackers. I call them my guys. They're good hackers hired to stop bad hackers and make sure software is secure before it's released. It's a software suite this is dealing with the C to the S to the R to the Q. It's a software suite that will transition all financial transactions from the current SWIFT banking system into a new blockchain-based system. So no man shall buy or sell save he that has the M to the R to the K, the MOTB, which all goes into the CHIP. This is expected to take place over a 3 to 5 day period in the future when it comes online. And guess what? It will come online because at the end they will speak and not lie because the Lord said it. It will also bring with it a very robust social credit and tracking system. Can somebody tell me what RFID has to do with buying and selling? It's set up for tracking. Where's my dog? Where's my cat? A sister told me that her dog has the C-hip. I said, well, maybe your dog can buy you some lamb, sister. Now they got to backtrack. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when at first we practice to deceive. Now you got to backtrack and do all this and, jump over all kind of hula hoops, come up with some new cockamamie breakdown. The MOTB is the market came. Because you got to keep the lie going. You see? We've never changed what it is. We've always maintained that it was the C-hip. Yep, it's going to come and bite them right in the ass. All jokes that they made about the C-hip, they're going to have to eat their words, yeah. And that's what they're doing. They backtrack and try. Just like he backtracked on the Cornelius thing, just like he backtracked on the Jacob's trouble thing, now he's backtracking on the, MOTB thing. So it says they call it an app. It runs on mobile and desktop. It's designed as a back-end, web-based user interface that government officials and bankers can use. It's still being developed, so we've seen a few different generations so far. 1 week they add something, the next week they remove it. The color scheme has changed twice so far, so they are busy refining the user interface. Overall, its functionality is straightforward. It's very much like a bank app you use when you log into your bank, plus a social credit aspect, except it's a back-end app, not for public use, because they just hire what, what was it, 5,000 or 7,000 plus, employees for the IRS. What do you think those employees are all about? The public will end up with something similar. They're going to release an app for the public too, and also every bank will update their own apps to reflect all new charges. That's why right now, any systems that are, Windows 7, Windows 8, Windows 8.1, after a while they're not going to get updates. You're going to have to get 10 and above in order to get updates. Certain apps, certain phones are not going to be working. Certain apps that you have on your phone right now, if you have an older model phone, they're not going to work after a certain point, because that's what they do. It's all controlled through technology. That's why the Lord said that knowledge will increase. The main interface has all the information and is accessible from it. We can load up profiles, see people's class status, restrictions, fines, credits, everything. They want everything on the CHIP. Everything. Total control. Aaron Russo with Alex Jones. Scully Bones. It will be an amount like that. Your bank account cannot exceed this amount at any time. Wages, generally speaking, will no longer exist and could not exceed $1,000 per month, regardless. That's for the common folk. There will be no cash, so no underground or under the table economy. No bartering allowed. You see what's going on here, Israel? Right now, they are doing testing and updates and tinkering with all of it. So there might be some changes when it finally goes online, but it's clear to all of us they are going to set it at a low amount most people can barely live on, and take everything else, or put a limit or cap on what you can have. You see? You will own nothing and be happy. Yep. U to the B to the I. That's right. One thing you will also see are high-profile people and celebrities start talking about UBI or Universal Basic Income. Hey, then we always say that they're going to push the CHIP like they push voting, like they push different things, different agendas, because they're lesser luminaries. It says, I've already seen a little chatter about this. Expect more as we get closer. These are talking points they were given to normalize this idea. Of course, some cities are openly testing this, like Los Angeles. It's part of a pilot program, all related to this. And what do they do when they get ready to release a sitcom? They have a pilot, and they show the pilot. And a lot of times, if the pilot does well, then the sitcom will do well. Right, like the brother said, the kingdom is within. I'm for sure looking forward to what our Apostle Tar deems 2023. Yeah, we all are. We're just waiting to see. And you know what? I'm going to leave it there because, I already said too much, and this thing goes on and on and on and on. So for those of you brothers that like to read it, Richard. I put this in the description box. You can read it. Just be careful. Try to be choice with your words if you do a lesson on it, because it's going down, James Brown. And that's why in Revelation 13 it says, and causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, to free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man, woman, child, anything might buy or sell. Everything is centered around buying and selling. That's why, what did they attack when they shut it down? The food, medical, because that's how you control people. Control food, control the people, right? So nobody will be able to move in this society. But the Lord said, my servants shall eat, except those that comply with the system. And if you comply with the system, the scripture says you shall be had in derision. Because now that you comply with the system, now you got to follow their regulations, their guidelines. You got to be a good little slave. It says, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And it all goes back to the C-hip, as we've been telling you time and time again, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So with that, I pray that you brothers and few sisters have been edified. This could be the start of it. Let's see what's going to happen. Shalom.